All right, so the one thing that I really want to go back, there's two things I want to go back and see. Xenoblade, obviously, and Advance Wars. So we're gonna go do Xenoblade first. Gonna give it its due.
This new hero is a real gem.
Right. I thought they meant new hero as in like a new main character. I didn't expect this to actually go into Xenoblade. So they gave a new hero with the ability to make custom accessories.
She can use special ore to craft accessories that can bestow.
Are they like better than the accessories we can get in game? Because I mean, it's funny because we have, I think most people playing the game probably have an absurd amount of accessories they don't even use. And it's like, much like Xenoblade 2, it's almost impossible to sell them in a timely, orderly fashion.
Various effects. Challenge battles with roguelike elements are also being added. Select only.
So this sounds pretty cool. So it's like you go into a gauntlet of fights with one person, and as you fight, you can like add on heroes. That's why the image for it has two heroes in battle. That sounds pretty cool.
For every win, you'll earn more heroes and special abilities. Rack up victories with your heroes and set your sights on the final stage. You might also get special in-game outfits as a reward.
Throwbacks. We got Tyon wearing Jin's outfit. Lanz is wearing Ryan's. Noah's wearing Shulk's. I think Uni is wearing Melius from Future Connected. They gave Senna's Bridget, because of course they did. And I can't tell what Mio's wearing. Is she...
And coming.
It's got the big... Oh, is that Nia? Like blade form Nia? I guess so. She has the spikes on her shoes. That was what... Okay. Let me pay attention to this.
In Volume 4 later this year.
Tell me why! Is this really what you want? Nothing's gonna get through to him. He's a heartless machine.
Okay. So yeah, that was absolute. That had to absolutely 150% be Shulk and Rex, and that's Albus. So right off the bat, let's just play the rest of it. Where is this set?
Killing Granddad wasn't enough for you?
Volume 3 of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass for the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 game launches on the Nintendo Switch system February 15th.
Okay. Like killing Granddad wasn't enough for you. For who? Is the question. Yeah, because those are the statues that we've seen of the characters as the founders. Which, number one, like people have been debating on whether it would be a prequel or a sequel. And honestly, I've reached the point where I didn't give a shit anymore. Just because of my opinions on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 as a game by itself. I just didn't care. I don't give a shit what it was going to be. I literally said to myself once that I wish I didn't buy the DLC pass. So I guess I'm as easily not impressed. It's easy to wave something in front of my face that would get the reaction you would expect it to be. In this case, having Alvis pop up, it's like, oh my gosh, Alvis! I love Alvis. But I'm not gonna go back on what I said and what I have been saying in all my videos talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is I was glad that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 didn't have like an absurd amount of characters in it from the old games, and it didn't rely on bringing anyone back from the dead, because that would be like, in terms of old characters, like they could bring their own characters back from the dead and have it mean nothing as much as they want. I'm just glad they didn't do it with legacy characters. So for the DLC to bring Alvis back is like, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't think it's a good move. But at the same time, my issue, I mean, we don't know. We do know when this takes place. Technically, this would be... Well, actually, we don't. Now I'm confused because we see Shulk and Rex and they look like they do from the statues, right? In the founder statues in the city. And those founders obviously would have had to be alive and active and working during Ionios, early on in Ionios' formation, I guess. Which means that all this is going to take place in Ionios, which means that it doesn't matter what we do because of the story deciding to wipe Ionios from existence, and none of it matters, so who gives a shit, right? So sure. Okay, so that immediately is like, well, who cares what the stakes are when all of it gets undone in the end, right? I guess I'm more interested in seeing what it is and what story they are trying to tell, but it's weird to see another story be told within the confines of a universe that erases itself. If that makes any sense. That this is what I'm assuming based on the knowledge that we know of who those two characters are. Now, at the same time, actually, this could be taking place before Ionios, and this is just what Shulk and Rex looked like at the time, and this is what they could, and this is the age they happened to be when Ionios did form, and thus they were entered into Ionios in that age, kind of like how Noah and company were little kids when Ionios was formed, and so when Ionios is around, they start as those young kids. That's my belief, or at least that's one way we could look at it, because then that means that it removes it from happening within Ionios, and thus it's an event that can have consequences, because it doesn't matter, because those events will be are happening outside of the events that remove themselves from canon, right? Or from, not from canon, but from happening? I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean, right? So that's my assumption anyway. That's one thing that could happen. So we see Alvis. We see clearly Shulk. Actually, does he have his... Oh, he doesn't. So is that what we're going to see? I can't see it. Because his statue in Ionio says that he lost an arm. And Rex's statue says that he lost an eye. I mean, he's fucking holding Pyro and Mithra swords. So fucking cool. What is Alvis doing? What exactly is happening? And then, I don't know what this is. Let me back it up and see what this area is. I see a hand back there. This is the Bionis' leg. Right? That's Ragwell Bridge. I think that's what it's called. That Juju crashes on. That's the lake that's under it. That's the side of the mountain that you run up that there's a bunch of Mechon on it. Yeah, this looks a lot like the Bionis leg. It's like, granted, these little things sticking out of the water were mostly over here near the bridge, not off in the distance. So I guess, obviously, much like with everything else, it's not an exact copy. And then this will be the other guy. The bare-fisted one.
Expansion pass for the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 game launches on the Nintendo Switch system February 15th.
So yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. And a lot of it is obviously being colored by my less than stellar impression of Xenoblade. Well, I mean, like I'll say again, I enjoyed Xenoblade Chronicles 3 playing through it. I finished it, I thought it was great. And then every month, week, day that goes by, I think about it, and I'm like, actually, I didn't like this, or this, or this, or this was really dumb. And I've never done that before. What? Not true. I had the same thing with Xenoblade X, actually. So, yeah. I think, of course, the only thing that comes out of it for me with that is the fact that I loved Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I thought it was like one of the best games ever made. And then Xenoblade Chronicles X, I was like, well, that was whatever. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is like, this is like one of the greatest games ever made. And Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is, okay, I guess fine. So all that tells me is that Xenoblade Chronicles 4 is going to be awesome. That's my impression. That's my hope now. Or like whether it's 4 or whatever they decide to do after 3, it's like if the pattern maintains, that means the next game is going to be freaking stellar. And I hope that pattern maintains one more time only, though. And then I want it to go back to and then I just want it to be consistently good from then on.
Get your tactical skills ready.
I really like this like animated
Calling all strategy fans.
Scene here. I'm guessing it's like the intro of the game,
Is only a couple of months away.
as opposed to like cutscenes in the game.
Sammy, and more in 2 full story campaigns, each one filled with colorful turn-based tactical action.
I'm glad that they're finally
Flex your
fucking releasing the
strategic
game.
muscles
They
across a
took
multitude
way
of
too
modes.
long.
Design your own maps and share them with friends. Plus, go head-to-head in local and online play. Advance Wars 1+2
I'm so happy. I'm just happy.
Comes to Nintendo
Like,
Switch April 21st.
that's what I'm most
Pre-orders begin
excited
today
for.
on Nintendo eShop.
So yeah, out of its whole direct, the 2 things that stuck out to me for 2 very different reasons: Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Advance Wars. I actually didn't think this would happen. I think this was the only thing that I tweeted that I wanted to see, that I was really hoping to see, and I can't believe they're actually finally giving it to me. April. Why in April, though? The game's been done. There's no way they're going to say, like, yeah, no, we didn't finish the game back in, like, 2 years ago, whenever we delayed the damn thing. It has to be done. There's no way that it's still, in progress or whatever. Unless they're, like, adding more stuff to it to just make up for the wait, but I doubt they're doing that. Regardless, fine. April. At least it finally has a date again. And at least pre-orders are open again. And at least I can get it. And I can have fun with Advanced Wars again. Gosh. So it's like, what? Did you want it to release today? No. I'm just surprised that they would, after a 2-year or a year, whatever delay, that they would announce it's coming out in 2 months. I'm like, okay, well, sure. That's fine. I guess maybe in a way to try to recapitalize on the hype. Just be like, hey, in 2 months, Advanced Wars come back. I don't know how many people it'll work on. Not necessarily that it's working on me, more that I love Advanced Wars, and I'm gonna get it. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, so the Game Boy Online stuff is cool. The Metroid Prime 1 remaster is fucking, I can't believe it. The Mario Kart stuff was awesome. I definitely want to pick up Mario Kart 8 again for Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I guess get the DLC with it too. But yeah, it's very fun. Yeah, and that's about all that sticks out to me. Good gosh. Anyway, I hope you all had at least one announcement that got you really excited and that you're really looking forward to. So that's it for me, and until next time, hasta.